Are live. Hello, everyone. Come on in the room. Come on in the room. I am excited to be here on this Saturday morning. Welcome to Bald Life Magazine, Living a Bald Life. That's what we're here to talk about, living a bald life. Come on in the room. Please, as you drop in, share this video out because we want to get as many people as possible on this live interview. We want to share some information, bring some awareness and empowerment on today. It is Alopecia Awareness Month, so we're going to be talking about a lot of things on today. But again, welcome to Bald Life Magazine, Living a Bald Life. Bald Life Magazine is a platform for men, women, and children that are dealing with hair loss due to alopecia, cancer, medically induced, or simply by choice. This platform is for them. This platform is for them to share their stories, to stand in their truth, and to unapologetically rock their crown. How about that? That just sounds good to me. They can rock their crown. I believe this, okay? I believe that this is the first platform out there. I know that this is the first magazine that features only bald people. Bald people from all over the world. We have released our first our first magazine, September 1st, 2020. We'll talk about that more at the end of the show, but I want to encourage you guys to go to our website and to purchase a copy. Be part of history. Purchase a copy for a gift for somebody that you may know that may be dealing with hair loss. Actually, the magazine is so powerful that we have articles that can be applied to anybody. You don't have to have hair loss to enjoy the content that's within our magazine. But I can say this, that anybody that is dealing with hair loss, they will be encouraged and they will be empowered from our magazine. And I'm just excited today. But let me give you guys a little context, little background information on what we're going to be talking about on today. So alopecia, what is alopecia? Alopecia is an autoimmune disease. It's where your immune system attacks your hair follicle and causes your hair to fall out. Now, there are 6.8 million people in the U.S., 147 million people worldwide that have this disease. Now, I really don't like to call it a disease because it's not contagious. You're not going to catch anything or catch it by standing next to us or someone who has alopecia. Alopecia does not discriminate, meaning that it can happen to anybody at any time, any age, any gender. It doesn't matter. Alopecia actually is rude, okay? It just shows up. It doesn't say, excuse me. It doesn't say, pardon me. It's like a thief in the night. It just sneaks in on you unexpectedly. You don't even know. You don't know how, and you don't even know why. It's just one of those diseases that will grab your immune system. Your immune system won't know what's going on, and next thing you know, you've lost your hair. You can lose all your body hair. We have alopecia areata, where you start with just bald spots throughout your head. You have alopecia totalis, where you just pretty much lose the hair on your head. And then you have alopecia universalis. That's total body hair. And I'm knocking on the door of that right now. Can you imagine losing your eyelashes, your nose hairs, all the hair on your body? That right there, that's a cold piece. Let me tell you, because sometimes I don't even know that my nose is running. Just starts running because I don't have any protection. No nose hairs to protect me. Just starts running. So if y'all see me grab some Kleenex today, you know what it is. It's just the alopecia doing this thing, okay? But I just wanted to give you guys a little context around the topic of what we're going to be talking about. And I have the honor of having my beautiful sister. She is an amazing woman. I love everything about her. I love everything that she stands for. She has a heart of gold. She loves helping people, and she brings so much joy to me. Out of nowhere, she will send me a text that will have me cracking up laughing. She's an undercover comedian. I don't think you guys knew that. She's an undercover comedian, and she's just lovely. She is absolutely lovely. So I just want to say good morning and hello. How are you doing today, sis?
Good morning, sis. I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I am doing well. I want you to let us see that nice T-shirt you have on. What does your T-shirt say?
Instead of
Baldish.
Chick,
Wait, no.
yes, instead of Chick-fil-A, it says bald fillet.
Yes,
Yes, you got a
yes.
bald fillet
And
over
so
here,
people can.
boo.
That's what I'm talking about. So they can reach out to you to purchase a T-shirt.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. They can do that. Just
What other
send me.
T-shirts do you have?
It's this one. I have some that says baldish. I have
What I want.
t-shirts that says straight out of hair, like straight out of Compton, but straight out of
Come on,
hair.
somebody. I want that one too. Yeah, I love it.
It's
I
so
love it.
many. And then I also have one that says it's not cancer, it's not a statement, it's alopecia. Because when people see you rocking a ball, they automatically think you're a cancer patient, So I have to let everybody know
Wow.
it's alopecia.
Yes, yes. I want to encourage all of our viewers that if you're interested in purchasing a t-shirt, please drop your name in the comments section or reach out to Monique directly. Send her a message and let her know that you're interested in a t-shirt. Can you imagine I was walking around rocking those t-shirts? That would be hot. Absolutely hot. Be
Mm-hmm.
fire. But sis, I want to jump
Yeah.
in and I want to talk.
Okay.
I want to
Let's
talk
talk.
about your journey with alopecia and hair loss. So tell us,
Mhm.
when did you first notice that you were losing your hair or your hair was thinning? Talk to us about that and give us a visual picture of what was going on in your life during that time.
Okay. Um, I first started noticing thinning of my hair at the age of 15 years old. I was a sophomore in high school, and at that time, I didn't think anything of it. Um, my mom's good friend was a hairstylist, and he said, "Hey, do you have you noticed your hair was thinning?" And I told him, "Yeah," but I didn't think anything of it. And at that time, he said, "Well, baby, you need to go to the doctor." I didn't, you know, being black in a black
Mm,
community, we don't think about going to see any doctors, dermatologists, or anything, which we should, you know. But I just left it alone and would always cover it up with back then the big popular ponytails is coming back. They were in then. So I would always cover it up with that. But later on, let's skip
mm,
10 years forward. I was married and I noticed then I started getting bald spots. And then that's when I decided to go to my doctor, and she sent me to a dermatologist. He told me he asked me what kind of hairstyles that I wear growing up. I told him, ponytails, braids and stuff like that. And he said what it looks like is traction alopecia. I had no clue what alopecia was then. So I'm like, okay, well, let me go ahead, let me get a
mm.
second opinion. So I went to another doctor. This
Smart.
time she did
Mm.
a biopsy of my scalp. She had to basically numb my scalp and cut like 5 layers of skin out. And maybe like a week later, she called me back and she said, "Yeah, you have what we call traction alopecia, and because of the pulling and the tugging of the different hairstyles you've had, your hair is just going to continually to go away. And it took me forever to just accept it, and I hid it for years.
Mm. You you said a couple things, and I think
Mm-hmm.
a lot of us in the African American community don't understand how important it is to, number one, listen to our body,
Right,
to pay attention to the changes and things that are going on with our body, and then
right,
two, to be more sensitive and make better choices when it comes to styling. Because I'm a hairstylist, and I know what that traction, the braiding, the French braiding, putting our little girls, our daughters' hairs and ponytails, and we pulling it on extra tight, slicking it down, and putting the rubber bands.
right,
But we don't realize that
right.
sometimes that can cause hair loss around the edges,
Yes,
especially. So I think
yes.
that's important. That's important.
Very
So thank you
important.
for
Very
bringing that up.
important. You're welcome.
Sis, now let me ask you, is there anybody else in your family that is dealing with alopecia or hair loss?
Um, from what I know, I think I have a cousin with it, and she's not quite comfortable with sharing it yet, which is fine, and I won't mention her name. And I her
Mm-hmm.
mom as well. But beforehand, I had no idea. I'm asking, and that's why it's very important to know your family, the roots, the background of your family, and it's very important to tell your kids anything. I know in the Black community, we tend to sweep a lot of things up under the rug, and we don't like to share different things. But if you're dealing with any type of sickness in your body, I don't care if it's high blood pressure, if it's anything as small as acne, tell them so your kids will know, you know. But I was the first to find out in my family that I had alopecia or whatever, because like even when I went to the doctor, they did so many different tests because it was signs of lupus, it was signs of rheumatoid arthritis. They did everything else first before they told me I had alopecia. So in the Black community, please don't sweep anything up under the rug. Let your family know what's going on with you. That way, if you pass away, no one will be lost in the future.
Girl, and see, now you didn't just uncovered and unpacked a whole lot of stuff that we can definitely
Hmm.
talk about. And I think, just like you said, I will agree. We have to talk about what's going on in our family lineage.
Absolutely.
We can avoid a lot of sicknesses
Right.
and unnecessary ailments if we just talk and not keep everything a
Absolutely.
secret. So I think
Absolutely.
that is so important. I want to kind of backtrack a little bit. You said that you noticed your hair was falling out at the age of 15 years old. So you were in high school. What
Hmm.
was it like for you? I mean, what did you do to hide your hair loss? Were you wearing wigs? I mean, did you experience any bullying? Talk to us and tell us what it was like in high school to deal with this condition.
Okay. Um, what really, when it really got to me, I remember being a cheerleader on the football field, and the captain of the cheerleading, she looked and she said, "You can see through your bangs, you know that, right?" And I just played it off. I'm like, "Yeah, it's cool." I say, "My hair just thinning." I say, "It thins and it grows back," which at that time it did. So I didn't think anything of it, but I had so much hair in high school that if I wore a certain style, you couldn't tell at all. Because here I am, a black kid growing up with a head full of fiery red hair. So I had ways of covering
Mhm.
the spots up. I could put it up in a ponytail, no one would know. So it was ways, but I was never bullied in high school because of the hair loss, because I hid it.
Wow. So you went
Yeah.
through high school, you got married, and
Hmm.
I wanna sit there for a minute because I know that a lot of people, a lot of women that I talk to that's dealing with alopecia, one of their biggest fears is relationships, dating,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
asking, will somebody accept them
Right.
because of their alopecia? And then the biggest challenge that I've noticed with women with alopecia is they don't know how to disclose to their husband that they have alopecia. Because I didn't been there. I dated a guy for 6 months and he didn't know
Mm-hmm.
nothing. He didn't see it, or
Right.
he didn't, he wasn't aware what was going on. So let me ask you, during your dating years and when you got married, did you ever tell your husband? And if you did, what was that like and what was his response?
Okay. Well, when I was married, that's he's the one too, that told me, hey, go ahead and go to the doctor to see what's going on or whatever, because he knew I had a head full of hair, and when I finally told him, he told me, oh, don't worry about it. But the thing is, here's the thing, when you tell people your deepest secrets and people know that you're insecurity,
Mm,
people will use it against you. So there was a time, of course, when we separated, going through a divorce or whatever, he used that against me, and I hated him, you know. And I know hate is a strong word, but to use that against me, and that's my deepest secrets, like my family didn't even know, So, but as far as
mm,
me dating, um, it was this one guy. Well, I'm gonna give you a couple examples. One guy, he was like, I just feel like you're keeping
please do.
something from me. And then he was like, why don't you wear your real hair? And I would just tell him, oh, it's thin. It's thin. I don't want to deal with it. It's long, but it's thin. Finally, he was like, I just feel like he was just, come to find out, basically, he was a narcissist. So he's the type of guy that will take something, your biggest secrets, and use it against you. So when I finally told him, look, because I got tired of him asking, look, I have alopecia. I suffer from that. So he was like, what is it? So I pulled up pictures on the internet so he could see. Yeah, if I could slap him, I would have. Oh my God, your hair looks like that? You bald head like that up under there? Oh my God. Oh no, I don't think I could be with anyone like you. Baby.
Oh my
See, I know
God.
me, and I know my mouth, my words cut deep. I could have cut him just like that, and he would have felt like below dirt. But I chose not to.
Yes.
And then there was another guy that, of course, they see me and say, oh, yeah, she's pretty. But when they realize, oh, I don't have hair, one guy told me, oh my God, say, I usually date girls with long hair. And then he say, I really don't like girls with short hair, but for you to not have any hair, this is gonna be something for me to get used to. I say, baby, don't worry about it. You ain't got to get used to it because this is our first and last date, boo. Men and people could be so
I know that's
cold-hearted.
right.
They could be so shallow. It's crazy. But now I've learned to love me and love who God created me to be, and I'm gonna rock
Hmm.
this ball. You can either get on board or you can go on about your business. I don't care. So it is what it is. I tell people all the time,
I,
like, I'm single
I
now,
know that's right.
and and if the good Lord was to take me right now without having somebody in my life, I'm good. I'm good. I'm whole as just me by myself. I don't need any man to validate me.
I know that's right, sis. Come on. That's good. That's good. And I
Hmm.
think a lot of women, we as alopecians,
Hmm.
we need to realize that we're beautiful.
Absolutely.
We have to accept ourselves the way that we are, with or without a
Hmm.
man, because a man doesn't make us. They don't. And I think that if we can get the confidence that we need, we wouldn't even worry about a relationship. If he's gonna show up, he's gonna show up. Period.
Absolutely.
And I believe that we draw the type of person, certain type of people into our lives anyway. So if you're negative and you got low self-esteem, you're gonna draw that type of person into your life. Just
And
period.
that's
That energy, you're
exactly.
gonna pull that type of energy. So I say I say that all women with alopecia, just focus on yourself. Get healed, get
Absolutely.
whole. And he'll
Yes.
show up. He'll show up if he's supposed to. And if he don't, we just
Yep.
rock our crowns, right?
Rock it on.
We rock our crowns. So let me ask you. Okay, so you got diagnosed at 15. You got married. Um, it sounded like you wore wigs for a while. Did you wear wigs and
It
weaves
was
for a while?
it was weave. I never wore a wig because I was always afraid that it was gonna slip off. So I always wore a quick weave. Like I said, I had enough hair, still had enough hair to be able to wrap around the ball, because my hair was to the middle of my back.
Mm,
So I still had enough hair to
mm.
wrap around. So I would always wear a quick weave. Every 2 weeks, I was a different person. I'd be blonde, red, black, blue, purple.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks, it was a different person. And let me tell you something, even after every hairstyle
Yes.
I had, I still felt so ugly inside. I did not feel beautiful
Mm,
and whole
mm.
until I just did the big chop.
Until you shaved it off.
Yeah, yeah.
What made you decide? What was the decision factor that made you say, you know what, enough is enough? I'm tired of going to the hairstylist every 2 weeks. I'm tired of spending all my money. I'm tired of all the stares and the looks and the comments and whatever else you were dealing with. What made you decide to shave the rest of your hair off? I want to talk about that.
Okay. So, what made me decide? Okay, I was going to the salon, and it's like no matter what hairstyle I got, I was never satisfied. And then my stylist at the
Mm,
time, we had been friends for years since I was 15 and she was 14. And it just seemed like to me she started getting kind of snappy with me. And like she'll say little slick stuff like,
hmm,
if you don't know what you want, I'm not gonna do your hair no more because you never know what you want. I'm like, but you're the stylist. I have, because I can't, anybody that knows me knows that I had a whole beauty supply of hair in my trunk, from curly, straight, short, whatever. So I'm like, I got all this hair. Think of something, because I was getting the same styles over and over. And it was this one
mm,
style that I got 2 weeks prior to cutting my hair off. When I came home, it's like I just cried because I'm like, this is ugly. And if I have to come home
mm,
and re-put tracks in my head to make it full and make it look like something, I was sick of it. So that next day, it was I would get my hair done on Thursdays. So that Saturday, me and my daughter, we were riding in the car, and she was on Pinterest. And she said, Mama, why don't you get your hair like this? You've had every hairstyle except this. So I'm like, okay, hold on, baby, let me stop. Wait till I get to a red light. I get to the red light, and she showed me the picture, and it's a bald woman. She said, you can rock anything. I think
mm,
you'll be pretty. And I'm like, stunned, right? I said, you think I'll be pretty? Because see, I've always taught her, if you see a bald person, kid, man, woman, kid, or whatever, or a cripple or whatever, they're no different than you. We all have flaws. Some you can see and some you can't. So don't treat anyone any differently. You love everybody. So I've always
that's
instilled that
good.
in her. So when I got home, I was sitting in my room.
Mm, that's okay, hon. Mm,
I'm sorry. And I was crying.
that's okay. That's okay. Mm,
And at the time, she was 8. And she said, Mama, what's wrong? And I told her, I said, well, Mommy got a secret to tell you. And she said, well, what is it? I said, well, you know how I tell you to love everybody or whatever. I said, well, Mommy don't have any hair. I say, I have a scalp condition called alopecia where it eats the hair away. And she wiped my face and she said, "Well, mommy, don't cry." And she was like, "Have you prayed to God and asked him to bring your hair back?" And I said, "Yeah." She was like, "Well, just keep praying. You got to keep believing that he'll bring your hair back." But she said, "But guess what? If he don't bring your hair back, mommy," she said, "if nobody love you, just know that me and God will always love you." And that right then and
Oh,
there, I
oh,
said, God
I love that.
spoke through my child to me. Because see, I had my own plan, but God had other plans. I had the plan to chop my hair off at 40 and do this extravagant 40th photo shoot, but God had other plans. And I was 38 when I decided to chop my hair off. And when I chopped my hair off, when she finally did see me, because she was gone for the weekend, but when she finally did see me, her eyes and her face lit up, and she told her aunt, she was like, "Look at my mommy. Isn't she the most beautiful woman you've ever seen in your life?" So
Oh,
after that,
she
I
was
have,
right.
yeah, we have to teach our daughters that it's okay that hair does not make you at all. So, and like ever
Mm,
since then, I've been so free, ever since that day. And it's crazy because I can be out and wonder why people are staring at me. And my daughter, you say I'm a comedian, she's a comedian. She's like, "Mama, did you see he almost hit that car looking at you or whatever?" But it's just we have to teach our daughters that it's okay. I forget sometimes that I have a bald head because I'm
you're
so
right.
comfortable in my skin, you know.
Yes. Mm, girl, you have said so much because I think we as parents, it's important to do what you did, to teach
Right,
our kids how to love and accept people regardless of what they look like. We
right,
have to, because we never know what somebody's going through. We never
right.
know. And you are raising an amazing little girl. She's so sweet and talented. And I just love her and I love you. I mean, my
I love
God,
you.
girl, girl,
Yeah,
that was a game changer right there. When baby girl said,
yeah.
"Come on, mama, you can do this. You can do
Right.
this." Oh,
Absolutely.
I love it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So, sis, if
Mhm.
you if you ran into somebody or somebody is watching us right now, another young lady or a mother, and they're dealing with alopecia, what words of encouragement would you say to them or share with them on their alopecia journey? Can you talk to that person who just got diagnosed?
Um, I would tell her to love herself, love who God created her to be. You're not alone in this. Like I thought I was alone, but I was not alone. You're gonna think people are gonna stare at you or whatever, but they're not staring at you because you're bald. They're staring at you because they see strength in you, and courage and a boldness. They
Yes.
see that in you. So love yourself, because God knew before we were even created in our mom's womb what we were going to be.
Come on now.
So this is,
Mm-hmm.
just accept
Mm-hmm.
accept who God created you to be, period, point blank. I know it's hard. It's hard to just think it, but once you go through it and you accept it, you'll feel so much better. It'll feel like the world has been lifted off your shoulders.
Yes. Yes. That is so amazing. You know what? I just thought of something just off the cuff, and I want you to roll with
Mhm.
me on this. I'm going to call this let's speak words of life to a woman with alopecia, and we're just going to shout it out. So I'm going to say a word and think of words that will bring someone strength or an encouragement, and let's just shout it out. And the people that are on are live right now, I want you guys to drop words of encouragement in the comment section as T and I are speaking these words. So the first word that I think of somebody with alopecia is strength. What's your word, sweetie?
Brave.
Bold.
Courage.
Beautiful.
Fierce.
Fearfully and wonderfully made.
Diva. Bald diva.
Yes. Unique.
Fabulous.
Let me see. Nobody like you.
Goddess.
Mm. Queen.
Mm. Look, you got me. Look, you got me. You got me.
That's okay. That was fun, huh? That was fun.
Yeah.
I love it. That was fun. And everybody else is participating. They're dropping comments. I see resilient. I see
Yes.
self-love. Ooh, I see fierce,
Yes.
free,
Yes.
made by
Yes.
God's design, royalty.
Absolutely.
Mm,
Yes.
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 That's what it's all about. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Now, sis, I know
Mm-hmm.
that you do a lot of work wrapped around alopecia and awareness. Can you talk to us about your organization and your group and what you do and why you decide to start your organization? And tell us the title of it as well, your group.
I have a group on Facebook. It's called Baldfully Made Beauty, and it's for all of the bald
Mm,
women, men, children, anybody that's bald. I try to drop things on that page and in the group to encourage people, that it's okay to rock your ball. Because I know with me, before I started the group, before I even hit like on an alopecia group on Facebook or any other social media websites, I was afraid to even hit like because I felt like people would figure it out that I had alopecia because you hear all the whispers. Even when I lost my hair, I'm sorry, even when I did the big chop, I got, you wouldn't believe how many women inboxed me and said, "Oh, well, such and such did tell me that you didn't have any hair under that weave," or "I kind of figured you didn't have any hair up under that weave." And I'm like, okay, you're my so-called friend, so if you were comfortable sitting around them saying that, you didn't take defense. It's a lot of people I had to let go. So this page and this group is just to encourage the people who are suffering in silence that it's okay. It's okay.
mm, wow. Wow. And it's so interesting, sis, like you said, sometimes it's the people that are closest to you, you know, that
Absolutely.
one either because I had a friend who I think she liked it when I was suffering in silence. She liked it when I didn't have any self-esteem. I think she liked it. She didn't say
Yeah,
that, but just the way that she interacted with me. And when I came out, she was like,
absolutely.
"Oh, I didn't know. I thought, so all those little comments. It's not okay. Like you said, most people suffer in silence and they think that they're alone, and they are not alone. There's
Yeah.
millions of us, over
Yes.
147 million people worldwide
Yeah.
that have this disease. I mean, come
Yes.
on,
Yes. Yeah.
come on. We got our
So
own
we're not
movement.
alone in this. We're not
We got
alone.
our own movement.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Mm-mm.
And
No, we're not. No, we're
it's
not.
it's crazy because I'm I'm um I'm I've made so many friends during this journey. Like one day I met a woman and I was standing in Chili's waiting on a table. And she finally walked up to me and she said, "Can I ask you a question?" I
Mm,
said, "Sure." And she's like, "Do you have alopecia?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God." She was like, "My two boys," she had teenage boys, and she said they saw you walking in and they said how beautiful you were. And they told me, "Mama, go and ask her if she have alopecia as well." So we swapped phone numbers, and she was like, "I'm gonna have the courage to cut my hair one day. Not now, but I will soon." This was last year. She just reached out to me last month and said, "Hey sis, I'm ready." She's ready to do the big chop. She's going to do
mm.
a photo shoot. I hooked her up with my photographer, so she's ready. And you just never know how many people are watching you from afar. And I have people walking up to me in the store, "Hey, you're the woman from Facebook. My aunt is suffering through alopecia, and she showed me your picture. I just want to say thank you." You just never know who you can empower.
Yes, you are so right. I tell people all the time that your story is not your story. Your
Right.
story is for somebody else. You never
Absolutely.
know, like you said, who's watching you, who needs to hear your story, who you can encourage. You never know. So I encourage
Mhm.
anyone that's dealing with alopecia, tell your story. It doesn't have to be on
Yes,
this platform, but tell somebody because you never know who needs to hear your story. You can literally save somebody's life for real.
absolutely.
Because people deal with
Because it can,
depression, they deal with
yes,
anxiety, they deal with all types of things when it comes to
yeah. It's so, yeah. I,
want to
I've
expound. It can, yeah,
I've gone
yeah,
through that, depression stage and nobody knew. I would walk into work with a smile on my face, but I had to drop that. I had to put on a mask and pretend like everything was okay around friends, family, or whatever. And
yes.
I would sit at home and just cry because I just felt like, oh, I'm so ugly. And why me? Why me? And God said, why not you? You are the chosen vessel. This story does not belong to you. You're helping
Hmm.
somebody else. So you
Yes.
never know who you can help. And
Mm,
it's
that's what I'm talking about.
amazing how one day I was in a grocery store and this little girl, she was a little white little girl, and she was staring, and her mom was like, "Oh, honey, it's not nice to stare." And I was like, "Oh, it's okay." And she was like, "But mama, why is she bald or whatever?" And then she was like, "Ask her." So I explained to her what it was. She was like, "But I'm staring at." She was like 6. She was like, "I'm staring at you because you're so pretty. You look like a real life doll." And I was like, "Oh my God."
Oh,
And she told her mama, she was like, "Can I do mines like that?" Like, wow. You just never know who you're watching
okay.
in there. Yeah.
So right,
So, and come to find out,
girl, you
how
got
she
the
said to
you
her,
got the babies wanting to cut their hair.
yeah, exactly. And her,
All right,
come
go
to
ahead.
find out, her teenage niece was suffering alopecia too. And she was like, "I'm going to tell her to go on your page to look you up." Okay, that's fine. I have women reaching out to me from all over, like Jamaica, from the Bahamas. It's amazing how many women are suffering with this disease.
Girl, it's a trip. It's a
Hmm.
lot of women, and a
Yeah.
lot of women suffering in
Yes.
silence. And that's the part.
Yes.
They don't have to.
Hmm.
Mm-mm,
Yeah.
they don't have to. And we're going to speak to those women right now and let them know that they can come out. You don't necessarily have to shave your hair like we do, like we have,
Right.
because freedom
Right.
and healing looks different on everybody. If you choose to wear an
Right.
accessory, because we call wigs
Right.
and weaves accessories, if you choose to wear an accessory, that's fine. Do whatever
Right.
makes you feel comfortable. But at the end of the day, you have to be healed on the inside. You have to know who you
Absolutely.
are on the inside, and how you feel
Right.
on the inside will show on the outside. That's what
Right.
it's about.
Right.
That's what it's about. This I have a segment at the end that I always do, And I know you
Mm-hmm.
probably heard the saying before when you go to a funeral and you hear people say, you got to give people their flowers while they live. And you hear people talking and crying over the casket and just talking about this person did this and what they meant to them when they dead and gone. Okay, because they can't smell the flowers when you're dead.
Right.
So I
Right.
have a segment and I call it "Who would you like to give your flowers to?" And what I mean by that is there are some people that were instrumental in your alopecia journey. And if you could thank them and give them their flowers, who would it be? And please share your flowers with them right now.
Oh, my daughter, of course. She's 10, but in the body of a 50-year-old woman. Um, my daughter, my cousin. Oh my God. I she's more like my sister than anything. So I call her my prima, which is cousin in Spanish. Canitria. I call her Kay, prima, whatever. Her. Uh, my best friend Chantrell McIntyre. Um, my other good friend,
Mm,
sis, Erica Joseph, which is she's my daughter's hairstylist. Um,
okay.
my work family, everybody at work, pretty much HR, everybody was on board with me, and my mom, my dad.
That's what I'm talking about. You got to give people their flowers while they can smell them, while they can
Yes,
smell them.
yes,
So that is
yes.
totally awesome. I appreciate you and I appreciate all that you do. I want to encourage everybody to inbox you, leave a message in the comment section if they want to reach out to T Monique about alopecia. You need some support. You want to purchase a t-shirt,
Yeah.
reach out to her as well. And I want to let everybody know this is our magazine, and T Monique is featured in our magazine. Yes, she is. Let's see. I'm gonna just give them a little sneak peek, just real quick. Just a little bit,
Okay.
just a little bit. If I can find a page. I'd love for you guys to purchase our magazine. She's in here 2 times. I don't know if y'all can see that. And she's fired up in this magazine, okay? She's fired up in this magazine. So I'm going to encourage you guys and ask you guys to help us make history. Go to our website, baldlifemagazine.com. You can purchase you a copy and we will send it directly to you. Or if you just want a digital copy, you can do that as well. You have options. Okay. So thank you guys so much for joining us on today. Leave a comment in the comment section. T Monique will come back, answer any questions that you may have. And let's just keep it going. It's Alopecia Awareness Month. We do this interview every single week, every Friday. Actually, we've been doing it twice a week because we have so many people that want to share their stories. They want to share their stories. And so that's the whole goal: educate and empower and encourage people with hair loss, with alopecia. That's what we do. And
Absolutely.
so I want to thank you guys for joining us. And T, I want to thank you so much, sweetie, for your sweet spirit, for sharing your story, for your transparency, and for just being a light in my life. I just
Thank
appreciate you.
you. You're
I really
welcome.
do.
I
And
appreciate
so
you too, sis. Thank you so much.
you are so welcome. We're going to say goodbye to everybody, but sis, you stay right there. We're going to say goodbye to everybody else. And remember, go to our website. And actually, I need to give out one last shout out. You guys see these beautiful earrings I'm wearing here? I like to accessorize, okay? So these earrings, I got them from one of my girlfriends, Raquel. Rachel. Excuse me, I always call her Raquel. She's gonna hit me. Rachel with Destiny Bling Box. Destiny Bling Box. If you guys need some accessories, you need some earrings, please go and support her. I just love my earrings. I'm always rocking somebody's
Beautiful.
earrings every time I'm on the air because I love to accessorize. Definitely, I love to accessorize. So thank you guys so much. Go to baltlifemagazine.com We will see you guys next week, next Friday, and next Saturday for 2 more interviews. So you guys have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.